Podmas, Christmas time, 30 days, Podmas is here, Podmas is here.
Are you sick of hearing it yet?
We're not. We
God,
love
no.
it.
Welcome to day 7 of Podmas.
A
Gentlemen,
whole week.
how are we doing?
Not so bad. How are you?
Not so bad. Joey, how are you?
I'm feeling bardic inspiration right now.
Yeah. Good. And Craig, how are you feeling?
I am so tired of recording
Good
Podmas.
talk, mate.
Please
Yep.
let
Right,
me
cool.
sleep.
We are here to do the first of 3 DLCs for this Podmas.
Woo!
DLC, if for anyone who's just joining us this Christmas, DLC is a little side series we have with things that don't quite fit the main line, but we still want to do them. So on the 9th, we're going to be looking at D-Makes. That'll be interesting. And then later on, sometime in a few weeks, you'll get snow levels in video games, because there's a lot of them.
A lot of good ones.
Gentlemen, if you could have any profession in the world, what would you have?
I wasn't ready for this question. My brain went to top shagger, but that's not a profession.
Depending on your industry,
Well, yeah.
I'd go into something like web development. I like problem solving.
Yeah.
I'd be a crypto bro, successful one.
Crypto bro.
Free money, baby.
And I'd be a pirate.
Oh,
Oh, very good one.
And on the sea we sail so free, but it's not the ocean we seek. With rum in hand and hearts so grand, it's the digital plunder we seek. No ships to board or cannons roar, it's the modern loot we crave. With a click and a hack we sail this track, through the internet waves we brave. Yo ho ho, and download we go, through torrents and files unknown. With hidden codes we break all modes, our pirate flag is blown.
that was a great jingle.
I was really
good.
worried I'd uploaded the 3-minute version there.
That was really good. I really enjoyed that. Also, FBI, if you're listening, it's Alex who said he's going to be the pirate, not Tim and I.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a real world pirate. I don't need to worry about the FBI. It's the Coast Guard I need to worry about.
Ah. Are you talking like a classic Blackbeard or Somalian pirate?
Well, obviously, like a classic Blackbeard, I'm going to go find the One Piece. Joey, that's a cartoon.
Doesn't mean anything to me.
So,
The one with
anti-piracy
Pikachu.
measures.
Say that again, Tim.
The one with Pikachu.
No, you're thinking of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, my bad.
Somewhere Sky and Pete are just like feeling this burning sensation all over.
Bless them. God bless the two of them for putting up with us. Yeah, so, how many measures have we got, gentlemen?
3.
2.
I've come with 3 as well. Tim,
My first one's very short for what it's worth.
all of mine are.
The Witcher 2. If anyone pirated the game, you'd probably know that a big allure of some of the cutscenes is the sex scenes in the game. However, if you pirated the game, anyone you tried to have sex with became very old and very ugly, and then they stole your possessions before deleting the items from the game.
Oh, that's great.
That's incredible.
That's a great approach. Yeah, all right.
Because it's not like they've not broken the game entirely, but they've taken the main appeal that people have pirated it for and gone,
Nah,
Oh, that's funny.
that's all I got for that.
that's incredible.
Nice.
Joey?
I'm going to start with Serious Sam 3. Now, this is quite a famous anti-piracy measure, and if you've ever played a Serious Sam game, they're pretty fast-paced. What they don't all have is an invincible giant scorpion chasing you at all times. So if you use an illegal copy of this game, that's exactly what you have, an enormous invincible robot scorpion chasing you. Now, the problem is the developers of Serious Sam didn't think that people would embrace this. And if you go onto speedrun.com, the more popular version of the speedrun is the Scorpions enabled speedrun. So people have completed the game in 1 hour and 6 minutes.
Being chased by giant scorpions.
Well, it's just one giant scorpion, but he will kill you very easily. There you go.
I like the idea that the speedrunning community just went, nah, we don't like that. We're going to prove that that's not going to work for us.
Speedrun community is weird. There's a whole category in Ocarina of Time speedruns called dank percent, which is thanks to a glitch called Ocarina items. It allows you to play any item as though it was an ocarina. So the goal is play a flaming stick as though it was an ocarina, so it looks like a big blunt.
Of course.
Oh, of course.
I did forget we were in the presence of FaZe Wembembo with his Goose Game score of, what were you, 23rd in the world, Tim?
I think it was higher than that at one point.
No, you were in single digits for Goose
I was
Game,
like 6 or something.
6th quickest in the world.
And where were
There you
you
go.
on Mario?
I was always in like 200-300s range.
Oh, I thought you were higher on one of the Mario.
No. Those guys are scary.
I don't know if I ever told you, Alex, I was once top 100 for Amnesia the Bunker.
You did tell me that. I think you mentioned that on the Bunker episode, didn't you?
I think so, but I completed the game in 1 minute before I played the game.
Pretty good.
There you go.
Great game. On the topic of speed, I'm going to go next with Mirror's Edge.
Wow.
If you don't know Mirror's Edge, it is a game all about speed running and not speed running. Sorry, it's all about speed and parkour. You need to run up to these big jumps and make it over. So the developers, who I've completely forgotten who it was EA or Ubisoft.
EA.
It was one of them
EA.
two. Was it EA? Yeah. The game would check for pirated copies before jumps, and if a copy was identified, Faith, the main character, would slow right down, making the first jump of the game completely unpassable. And that's how they did it. They went, yeah, we'll make it look like you can play the game. Nah.
There is some really, really good anti-piracy measures that make it look like you can play the game. I think one of you is going to speak about my favourite one in just a little bit.
Is it the Spyro one?
No, it's the Gary's Mod one.
Oh, okay. Well,
the thing you got to think is, for a while, you're just going to think that that's a skill issue. You're not doing the jump properly. You're not timing it properly, and eventually you're going to go, "Oh no, it's guff."
Yeah.
Shall we talk about Gary's Mod?
Yeah, let's do it.
After Joey flashbangs himself on the camera.
I did, yeah.
So, Gary's Mod. Gary Newman, the developer of the game, knew that eventually hacks would come out for the game, allowing people to play pirated copies.
was he really called Gary Newman? Was that not the guy who did Cars?
He developed it in his car.
According to the article I read, his name was Gary Newman with 2 R's. That's the distinction.
Oh.
He decided to take a slightly different approach.
He said he was here in his car.
Gary Newman.
He was also a pirate.
He was,
A car.
So rather than stopping people pirating or creating game-breaking bugs, he programmed a special error code into his game. The error code would read, unable to shade polygon normals, followed by a long sequence of numbers, which, to the uninitiated, would just look like an error code that you'd expect. These numbers were actually the user's Steam ID number.
Wow.
So users would then go onto forums, including the official Gary's Mod forum, and go, "Hey guys, I'm having unable to shade polygon normals error 12793456971 whatever." Where Gary would then be able to identify that's a pirated person. I now know their Steam ID. Block them, ban them.
That's
That's
good.
pretty smart.
It's so good. That is possibly the smartest one I've read.
Yeah.
That's
It's
good.
good because it's proper like entrapment, gotcha bitch moment, because they just implicate themselves perfectly.
It's
Chef's kiss.
Big
But
wow.
then it's also impossible for them to go no, because it's like, how's the error code your Steam ID then?
Yeah, true.
Spyro 1 on the PlayStation
Mhm.
1. Another one of these games that makes it seem like everything's normal at first, but then some subtle things will be happening. One of the main mechanics of the game is to run around and collect gems. At some point, if you add a gem to your collection, it'll take 2 away. So you're like slowly counting down. This doesn't happen at a fixed point. It's random. On top of that as well, some key items and key NPCs will just not load, which is always great. And then lastly, attempting to beat the final boss will result in your save being deleted.
There was a Spyro thing as well where one of the characters would say, "Looks like you're playing a hacked version of this game."
Yeah, that was Spyro 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Spyro 1, very funny because the first 20 minutes or so would run perfectly fine. And so people would just be like, "Yep, this PS1 crack works. Great, send it." And then obviously you get people who can't complete the game.
I can't think what other games there are, but there's a few that do that specific one, isn't there? Where you get to the end of the game and then they just go delete.
Yeah, gone.
I think Spyro 1 might have been the first, but there's a couple of them that I know of that, but I can't think what it is.
Oh, Earthbound does it.
Yes.
Earthbound fakes a frozen screen, so you get all the way to the final boss, and Earthbound is a very long game. It plays fine until the final boss, and it fakes the screen being frozen, and when you reset your console or whatever thing you're doing Earthbound on, it just deletes all of your save data.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
So good. My second and final one is quite similar to Tim's. It's Batman Arkham Asylum. So, Arkham Asylum, there is a few key items in the game. The last kind of regularly used key item, I believe, is your cape glider. It's really important for reaching those far areas that Batman can't reach without assistance. Unfortunately, you can get about a third of the way into the game, and then when you try and use your cape glider, it just doesn't work, and Batman falls to the floor every single time. So you can play the first third or so absolutely fine, but once you hit there, and no sirree, Jim, you're not flying today, Batman.
No.
He's just man at that point. He's man.
Man. Oh, that's pretty good. Alex, I have one more. Do you have one more? Or?
I also have one more. I'm going to go to The Sims 4. Specifically, this is before it went free to play, because at that point, what's the point in having piracy measures?
Was Sims 4 not always free to play?
No, it was originally a paid game. It went free to play when they started pumping out 7,000 DLCs.
But what if you'd paid for it and then it became free to play? Wouldn't you be really annoyed?
Typically, with these sorts of things, the people who paid for it will get some sort of bonus. Like in Team Fortress 2, when that went free to play, people who had paid for it got a bunch of extra items that are exclusive to the paid model.
Fair enough.
I think World of Warcraft did a similar thing where you got game time. I think Final Fantasy did the same thing.
Yeah.
So in The Sims 4, when you're doing something that the game would consider just a little bit unsavoury, things like having a shower, having a bath, shagging, going to the toilet, you'd get the classic mosaic pixel look that would happen, and it would disappear. Not on the pirated versions. That pixelation would stay forever. And gradually over time, you get just this pixelated mess of a game that is impossible to play. Now, there are means in the game, both legitimate and cheats, where you can make it so your sim doesn't need to wash, doesn't need to use the toilet, things like that. This pixeled animation also happens on NPCs, which you can't stop. So you might think you're being really clever, and then, your friend Jim from down the road comes in, uses your toilet and your shower, sleeps with your wife, and suddenly you've lost loads of pixels.
God damn it, Jim.
Always Jim.
It's
always Jim.
Never Craig, though.
No,
never
Craig. Long live Craig.
Long live. My last one, very, very famous one, is Game Dev.
So good.
A game about developing video games and starting a video game production company is naturally going to have a pretty good sense of humor when it comes to anti-piracy measures. What they do, your game company will start out small and relatively successful, but the moment your game gets any sort of traction, pirates start pirating your game. You lose all your profits, and the game studio has to close, making the game unplayable. And just like with Gary's mod, people were going onto the forums being like, how do I fix this? And the result is, buy the game.
It's so good that it is game development simulator.
It's so tongue in cheek.
It's so good. Yeah.
Love
But
it.
there's so many good anti-piracy measures. I think it's a really fun way for developers to have a sense of humour. The other one that I saw that I really liked was the Alan Wake one. Did you guys see this?
No?
I scrolled past it.
Alan Wake is all about immersion.
Mhm.
We played it fairly recently, Tim, for the pod. I think
Mhm.
it was the first game we played of 2024.
I didn't pirate it though, so I have no idea where this is going.
Yeah, me neither. No, I didn't pirate it. I had it on Xbox. So the way that they did this is to, rather than stopping you playing the game, they broke the immersion, and instead of anything else happening, they just gave Alan Wake an eye patch with a skull and crossbones on it.
Oh,
That was it.
that's all they
made him
did.
look like a silly cartoon character, and that was enough to break the immersion of the game.
Huh.
That's incredible.
Good.
Good. That's some anti-piracy measures for the audience.
It's a great thing to, if you've got half an hour and you're bored, just go have a look on Wikipedia and anti-piracy measures, because, as you say, it's incredible some of the things people come up with just really mess with pirates, and it's great fun for
Yeah,
everyone.
it's good fun.
Audience, if you've got a favourite anti-piracy measure, let us know.
Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe.
Be sure to share on X.
Be sure to smash that like button or whatever the YouTubers say.
Buy my Prime merch.
God, I really want to end this episode. Join us tomorrow for an episode that we've actually already recorded by this time. We're going to do an old favourite, blind tier list.
Yay! Let's blindly end this recording. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Go away, Craig.
Not yet.
It's Podmas Christmas on 30
You stay, Craig. You stay for as long as you want.
Podmas is here.
Now you can go.